Welcome back, everybody, to another dicondissectional production hosted by Deathstroke9. Today we're going to be reacting to, yes, The Ancient. Okay, so before starting this, I wanted to apologize. I told multiple people that I was going to be reacting to this yesterday. This might not even go up when I want it to, so might still be kind of late. Who knows? Who knows when it'll go up? But yeah, the reason is school has been nuts already, and finally got some time to sit down because I haven't continued this album yet because I wanted to experience it the way you guys keep telling me you're supposed to, by not really stopping it more than necessary or like going days without listening to the next part of it. So when I went to make another video about it, I wanted to have enough time to re-listen to part 1 and 2, or side 1 and 2, and then I wanted to have enough time to make 2 videos back to back. Maybe not upload them both at once, but you know, so that I've listened to the album in its entirety in a more cohesive way. So yeah, welcome back. Hope you're having a great day or night, depending on when you see this. But yeah, I'm excited to get into it. Thank you for joining me. And to be honest, I kind of need this. I'm excited to listen to some music. It's been a minute. All right. It's actually only been like a day, but still feels like it's been a while. It's been so long. All right. Yes, Tales from Topographic Oceans. This next song, the entire name of it is The Ancient Giants Under the Sun. And for anyone who is wondering why I'm not doing too much research at the ends of all of these this Yes Albums videos, at the end of the last one I'm planning on going to the Wikipedia page for the album, the full album, and reading some reviews that other people might have, and also giving my own opinion on the entire thing. So far there have been a couple moments that felt like they dragged on a little bit, but I'm approaching this entire album as an experience. I've seen people in the comments who say they don't love it, or they like Yes and just don't really like this album, which is a perfectly fine opinion to have. But I really enjoy albums that are like experiences, and this one definitely is one of those. But anyway, I'm going to shut up. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Tales from Topographic Oceans, The Ancient. Let's go. Let's go. Turn it up all the way. There we go. Really cool picking up from where it left off. sounds almost tribal. That was awesome. This is such an interesting album. Wow.
Along with the knowledge and magic of the source, attuned to the majesty of music, they marched as one with the
So I don't want to pause it there, but just wanted to say that music right there makes me sound like okay. First of all, it sounded like I was on the outback, right? We were out in Australia or something, you know. Then it changed, and it sounded very almost exotic, like we're in the Middle East somewhere. Very interesting. Like the last song, The Remembering, had a lot of feelings of different cultures, right? And now it feels like maybe have we gone back to the beginning, I guess? Maybe? I'm not sure. And again, this is just my like very vague idea of what the album could be about, or the images that it's painting in my mind. But yeah, anyway, let's keep going. I love it so far. Thank you all very much for introducing me to Yes and to their albums. Close to the Edge is one of my favorite albums ever now, and I listen to it a lot. And this one is freaking awesome as well. Thank you for joining me. Let's keep going. 3, 2, 1. Had a flashback to Tarkus by ELP. So many things going on. It's so outside the box of anything I ever thought music would be. And it's so cool. Okay. No, call back.
So the flowering creativity of life wove its web face to face with the shallow, and the gods sought out and conquered.
Oh, it's so pretty now. Wow. Wow.
Do the leaves of green stay greener through the autumn? Does the color of the sun turn crimson white? Does a shadow come between us in the winter? Is the movement really light? And I heard a million voices singing, acting to the stories that they had heard about. Does one child know the secret and can say it? Or does it all come out alone without you? Alone without you. Alone without you. Where does reason stop? Killing just take over? Does a lamb cry out before we shoot it dead? Are there many more in comfort, understanding? Is the movement in the head? And I heard a million voices singing, acting to the story that they had heard about. Does one child know the secret and can
Where are we going? Okay. I don't really want to say much because I just want to get into the next one, and yet there's so much to say. And I, like, just from the music, there's so much to say. Like, I didn't even really, like, some of the lyrics kind of registered, but I was very focused on the music during all that. Wow. Okay. Like I said, I'm gonna make this as. What are some things that I thought? All right. First of all, I'm gonna save that for later. All right. So it started. It sounded again like different cultures to me, or different areas of the music sounded like they were emulating almost cultural sounds, or there was something in the music that triggered this thought of like we're going back through time, and then it was like we made it. Right. We made it there. We made it to the end of the line, right? It's almost like the beginning of the song was a continuation of what I was hearing in part two, which I think is that they're remembering. Let me check. They're remembering, yes. So at the beginning, we had the revealing science of God, which I was thinking of as creation, but then it really wasn't creation because there was like before it, you know? And then we went back through time. Yeah. What order is this? It's so interesting how it's like, feels like, at least to me, like it's going back through time, but it's going forward in time at the same time. It's very strange. Does it all come full circle at the end or something? That would be pretty cool. But, all right. Then the music started to go in very interesting paths. Like I said while we were listening, I thought of Tarkus by ELP. I thought, this is... Like, I never even could have comprehended music like this, you know? Like, never could have even thought music like this existed. I was slowly getting into a little bit more of a progressive style when I started this channel. My favorite band was Tool, which is a little bit darker and way more, like, metal, I guess you could say. But still... they're kind of on the progressive side of things. At least their later stuff is. But still, this is oh man, this is just incredible. Wow. Like there was a part where I was like, what the hell am I listening to? Then it like had to grow on me, and it went on long enough for it to grow on me. At first I was like, what? Then it kept going, kept on building, and then it was like a crescendo. It was getting louder and louder, and I was hearing like all the different instruments were like almost soloing, doing their own thing, and it was like it was like it was like every instrument was doing their own thing, almost in a separate. It felt like time signature. I'm not a huge. I don't know a ton about music theory, so I don't even know exactly what I'm saying. But it sounded like they were all in like different time signatures, and yet it was still somehow like cohesive and still managed to convey, you know, what they were trying to get across. And it was such a glorious crescendo. Then we moved into the acoustic part, which was just such a interesting transition between those two. And I don't know what it was. I mean, just listening to that music almost made me cry. I don't know why. Like, I was like, oh my goodness, wow. And it was so beautiful. They did such a good job. Wow. Wow. So yeah, there's that. Then, I thought like the song was over when he stopped singing. Also, that ended the acoustic part. Did anyone else think it sounded just a little bit like Roundabout? Or I guess does Roundabout sound like this does? I need to refresh myself on the timeline of some of these bands. That's why I'm going through like Jethro Tull in order, you know, so I know what the timeline is. But anyway, let's take a look at these lyrics so that I can get an idea of what they were trying to convey. I know I had an idea right at the beginning. So, as one with the knowledge and magic of the source, attuned to the majesty of music, they marched as one with the earth, all right? And then it says a bunch of names, which I would assume that they're like all gods. You know, right? I think so. Yeah, all gods. Then, so the flowering creativity of life. So it's like all the gods on the face of the earth living in harmony almost. Wove its web face to face with the shallow, and their gods sought out and conquered Akin. Do the leaves of green stay greener through the autumn? Does the color of the sun turn crimson white? Does a shadow come between us in the winter? Is the movement really light? That's cool. And I heard a million voices singing, acting to the stories they had heard about. Does one child know the secret and can say it, or does it all come out along without you? Along without you, along without you, along without you. Then it gets a little bit darker, and it's like I heard a million voices singing, acting to the stories that they had heard. It's like people drawing on the past or on the stories of the past, and it just continues on, you know? Or things coming full circle, and we're basically just acting out what has already happened or has been foretold long ago. Ooh, scary. Where does reason stop and killing just take over? Does a lamb cry out before we shoot it dead? And that kind of implies a more modern... well, I mean, I guess you could be using arrows. But still, feels more modern than a bunch of godlike beings walking the earth, controlling everything. There are many more in comfort. Are there many more in comfort? Understanding is the movement in the head. We can all tell John wrote this, so that's important. And I heard a million voices singing, acting to the story they had heard about. Yeah, wow. I need to finish the album. All right. And then I thought the song was over, and it wasn't. I thought that, okay, that's the end. Nope. That was definitely not the end. And it continued on. Then it got it stopped being acoustic for a second. It was so cool. I loved it. Stay tuned for part 4. Thank you all for coming on this journey with me. Let us continue. Deathstroke 9 out. I'll see you guys soon.